Oh yes, nothing quite like starting your day off with some Masayoshi Takanaka, little Malibu. Good morning, everybody. Welcome one and all to Awaken Base. I hope y'all are having a great day so far. I know that I am. It's been a bit of a crazy week here, getting ready for Thanksgiving next week. To those of you who are not in North America, that is something where we get a couple days off there to eat a whole bunch of turkey and food with family and friends. Very good time. I'm going to go see my family. Pretty excited about that. Hopefully y'all get some time off next week to spend some time with family and friends as well. But not today, because today we, family and friends, are going to be sitting together listening to some Tunisian disco. Yes, two words previously never put together in the English language. We've got a band called Carthago. I think I'm saying that correctly. Carthago? Carthago? I don't know how else you could say it. Maybe based off of Carthage? I don't know. But from my very cursory research, I found that in Tunisia, there were 3 disco bands that were big during the 70s. And 2 of them broke up to form this band. So all of Tunisian disco can be consolidated into one group. And that's why I thought it would be a fun one to listen to today. We got a suggestion from the Discord. Alexis, wonderful member, has been with us a long time. They put this one forward, and I thought, you know what? I've seen this on the channel here for several weeks. It's time to check out some Tunisian disco. Let's do it. So, I'm going to go ahead and say good morning to everybody here in the chat. See who's rolling around here with us. Ooh, morning, Anna. Good to see you. Good to see you. Zal, shananana. Oh, yeah. What's up, Metropolitan Music Man? Great video recently. I'm trying to think, what'd you do? The Mariner? The Rhyme of the... No, not Rhyme of the Submariner. You did a... It was some Iron Maiden that just, like, totally slapped it. I've lost my mind. Yeah, I just lost my Iron Maiden badge. Anyway, awesome video. Go check it out by him. Very, very good. Dapper, what's cracking? Good to see you. Layla, hey, I'm doing very well. Hope everybody else is doing well, too. Hope you're doing great. All right, Mishak, what's up? Not related at all, but if you did something on 70s disco, I'd be elated. Well, we'll see how well this one goes. Maybe we'll get some more disco in there. I love Donna Summer. I believe Carthago, this is from Metropolitan Music Man, is a term for the ancient civilization we know as Carthage. Well, there you go. All right, see, this is why I love doing this. I learned so much more than you guys. This is great. Number of the Beast. Oh, yeah, that's... How could I forget Number of the Beast? 6, 6, 6, the number of the beast. Sorry, Mom. Awesome. Okay. Oh, and of course, as soon as I do North African disco, we've got someone in the chat from South Africa going, what are you doing? Where's my disco? Perfect. That's how we do it at the channel here. I try. Let's switch channels. Boop. Right over here. So again, for those of y'all just joining us who didn't hear that opening spiel, we are listening to Carthago. Thank you to Metropolitan Music Man and Alexis here for giving us that the suggestion, and then Metropolitan Music Man gave us that info of Carthago is a ancient word for Carthage, the city, ancient city. So pretty cool name, gotta say. And as we're looking through our discogs here, we know we're getting esoteric and out there when there is only one listing for the album. Normally when we come down here, like let me just go ahead and randomly pick something here off of Discogs. Here you go. Pink Panthers. Okay, well maybe not that person. Okay, Taylor Swift's 1989, whatever. Here we go. So we got this album. As we scroll down, look at all these credits. So stuff that's modern has so many credits on it. But once we get down here, this is where you see other versions. So man, there's 31 versions of 1989 of this album. And that has to do with all the releases on Spotify, or if you're releasing it on album or LP or cassette, digital, whatever. Like this right here says a AAC 256 kilobytes release. So that's a purely digital release right there. Anyway, off topic. Point is, you've got these other versions, which means it was re-released in multiple different places. Today, Carthago Best I could search. This is it. They were a one and done album. Now they do have some live stuff, and I believe they might have a live album, and maybe we'll see if we can dig in and check out some of that stuff later. But yeah, if we go to their official Discogs and take it with a grain of salt, Discogs is not perfect, but they're very, very good. It says that they've got their one album, and then they've got their 2 EPs, and both of those songs are on the main album. And let's see if we got credits. Yeah, writing and arrangement. They got credits for writing their own album. Very cool. All right, well, without further ado, let's go ahead and just jump right into our very first track here, Alek. Hopefully I'm saying that correctly. And let's see what Tunisian disco has in store for us. Did I say Donna Summer before? I meant Donna Summer. Damn! Oh, yeah. This slap. Oh, yeah. To put my coffee down, I'm gonna spill it. Now I know how to say that word. It's Alish. Oh. Okay, we got a little Takanaka right here, baby. Woo. Man, this is awesome. Okay, so I've already forgotten how they said Alesh. I'm sure we'll hear it again. Man, this is like the intro to Bad Girls, Bad girls, talking about them sad girls. So we got that Donna Summer, just like, and all that crazy percussion. And they got like chorus. Who let Takanaka in? Man, that kick. Alesh. That's his name. Dude. That's awesome. And now we got our little Middle Eastern folk in the middle. Not stop vibing to this, man. Man, so good. And the synth, man, what a good line. Oh man, I can't get my stank face off. That was awesome. Alesh. Okay. What does that mean? I gotta know. I gotta know what that means. What does the name Alesh mean? Don't give me a survey. I want to know the name. Names.com. Okay, I guess it's a name. Historically, surnames of... Okay. This is not helpful. Somebody in chat help me. I wonder what, okay, so let's see. Alec meaning in English. Nest? Is that the same word? I don't think it is. I don't know. These are the problems with Alex 63501 International Music Surveying is I only speak bad English and bad Chinese. Those are the only things I got. But this song right here, this first track here, let's see if we can Alesh. Yeah, what does that mean? Last time I'm gonna look it up. Someone who's really good at sports. Did I really click on Urban Dictionary? I'm so disappointed in myself. A smart Alec. Okay, I give up. I give up on what this means. Let's talk about the music. Man, we got a ton of awesome stuff going on in here. So like I said, right off the bat, just to kind of click through and just listen to some of these elements, we start off straight up with some Donna Summer Bad Girls. Got some Nile Rodgers in there, that guitar riff, that... Can't articulate that, but one of the qualities of disco funk guitar, and since I've got a guitar right here, and I'm just going to yeet all my stuff all over the place, I'm just going to show you what this idea is. It's a little... Best way to explain it is a perpetual motion idea. So what you're doing is you're playing over and over and over, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. And I'm using my left finger to control. If I push down, and when you speed that up, you can get stuff like that where it's just this real percussive and you're just kind of getting random notes in there. It's really active. Super disco sound. Let's hear that right at the beginning. And what makes it special is he's not doing every single one. He's going hitting all these weird accented notes, off beats, off rhythms. Very, very disco thing. Also, in the middle here, we had this amazing percussion breakdown of like all these different bells or I don't even know, chimes, like where did it hit? A little cowbell. I love that in disco, man. It's so good. And then you had, you had this sweet solo, Masayoshi Takanaka. Yeah, got a little Seychelles in there. So good. And then right here, right where I stopped, this kick drum. I could live inside of this kick sound. Just put that on repeat in my house. I'll just be grooving all day. Man, super cool. Super, super, super cool. Okay, checking back in with the chat here. So, the person who suggested this, Alexis, told us that they first found out about this from their college radio station, which is fantastic. I'm so glad that college radio stations and all that, they were super awesome, important to me when I was going to college. I would listen to them, and that's how I discovered a ton of new music. And this is some fantastic stuff. So thank you so much for sharing. This is awesome. Yeah, the clavinet, man. Okay, so the clavinet, last thing to talk about in this song. So many good things. And again, whenever you talk about something like disco or the blues or, like pop music, or even more specifically like Disney pop music, it's formulaic. It is absolutely a recipe that you need to follow in order to trigger the things that make it sound like that style. So for instance, in Disney music, if you have an important song being sung by the main person, I bet you a crispy $5 bill, they will do a half-step modulation in that song, which means we take our key and we move it up a half. So if I'm singing here, now I'm singing here, 'cause the half step makes it bigger. that kind of thing. It pulls on your heartstrings, and it has to do with all this Western theory and hundreds of years of training ourselves to hear things a certain way. And when we hear something that deviates, it makes us go, whoa. It's a crazy psychological phenomenon. But that's what's going on here with something like disco. And we've got so many elements in here, it's very easy to get overwhelmed or to get, it's just too many cooks in the kitchen. But man, this is balanced. To my ears, this sounds really nicely balanced. No one's getting in their way. Because they didn't do, the whole cowbell thing wasn't going the whole song. The Masayoshi Takanaka guitar wasn't going the whole song. They were changing styles. They were changing forms. And then you've got this, kind of folk chorus. That's not disco. That's definitely local flavor, local flair, North African flair. Man, this is cool stuff. All right, so right there, that was our first track, Alesh. And anybody who can figure out what that word means, I would be very, very grateful. I think it's a name, but I'm not positive. But we're going to move on to our next song. Oh boy, Dalim? Man, I'm really going to get my pronunciation chops going or not going today. All right, here we go. Our second track, Dalim. Oh, more Takanaka. We're starting off with synthesized seagulls, because that's a synthesizer. All right, we got a little Middle Eastern scale, kind of a samba bass, maybe a bossa nova bass. Let's see if I can find some lyrics to this. Found it. Nice bass fill. Nice bass transition. Okay, we got two songs. Oh, I like this part. Oh, it's so singable. La 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 la. Damn, this is awesome. Dude, who are these guys? Now they got psychedelic Santana in the background. That was tasty. That was tasty. These guys, this is awesome. Eddie Bin Ali. Man, this is good. So singable, man. La, la, la. I just can't help myself. La 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 la. So good. La, 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 la. La, la. La, 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 la. rocking so hard to this, man. Carthago. Like, this is crazy. So this is I guess I can still hear the disco elements of this one, but this doesn't really. This goes more city pop in my mind, as far as what this identifies closer to than disco. But even more, I think it identifies itself more like classic rock, if that makes sense. It reminds me of something like Player, kind of like Baby Come Back. Spending all my nights, all my time going out of my mind. That Baby Come Back. It's got that kind of feel to it, a little bit of like a Chicago kind of feel. Then you got that sweet Santana solo. And I don't know what they're doing there, but they're purposely trying to make it sound distant, but they got this like really, really dark, distant quality on the guitar that sounds really good. Let me see if I can find that again. Yeah, because it sounds like it's way far away. It's like almost like they forgot to put the track into the mix and you're just listening to the guitar through the other instruments' microphones. Very interesting sound. Super cool. I'm all about this, man. Carthago is my new stuff. Okay. Hey, what's up, Gus? Welcome. There's no such thing as late. Right on time. Tatsuro. Okay, so Metropolitan Music Man got us here. Just a little tidbit. I find the best way to get a sound like this on a J bass is to leave the bridge pickup up all the way and then roll back the neck pickup around 75%. Excellent. That's a very good piece of advice. So when you're talking about a jazz bass, a J bass, those have the arrangement of, it looks more like what I have on my instrument here, where can't really see this, but I've got two pickup bars that go across and separated. So they're like this, and if you get what's called a P bass, they put them closer and they stagger them so that it gives you a tighter sound, a more uniform sound. But what Metropolitan Music Man is talking about here is the idea of you can control which pickup you want, and if you roll off the neck pickup, it's going to take out a lot of that heaviness and rumble and give you a much more focused sound that sounds like this. And it gives you that, let's just listen to it for a second here. It's an interesting sound. It's hard to quantify what that sounds like. I was talking with a friend recently about, musician terms and saying something needs to be warmer. Well, what the hell does that really mean? If something needs to be warmer, it's hard to explain. We know it has something to do with the bass. We need to add a little bit more, but it's not a crunchiness, it's a roundness. Well, what does round mean? Yeah. So it's all these, terms that are very ethereal that we have to really communicate as people with each other to get our points across. But this is fantastic because this is just like, you like that sound? Here's how you do it. Bloop, bloop, bloop. So thank you, Metropolitan Music Man. Also, go check out their channel. It's a fantastic channel. He thinks a lot of people sleep on the bridge pickup sound. Yeah, they do. It's very, it's not until you're really playing your own instrument and you're thinking about it that you start to really craft your tone and your sound. But that's a great tip, great piece of advice. Yeah, man, it's so smooth. Gus, I can't believe you're talking about Carthago. I remember that one streaming platform recommending, and I immediately fell in love. Yeah, so apparently when I was doing the research on this, let's just take a quick break to read about Carthago. And there's a website, I don't know if this is an article or what, it's called okafrica.com. And they wrote an article here a couple of years ago because they re-released Carthago's music in 2021. I'm not exactly sure what the release distribution was. I think it was Spotify. I'm not positive. But I'm just going to read through a little bit of this article here. So Tunisia's Carthago created their sound by incorporating disco elements into their 70s Arabic versions of soul and funk. Habibi Funk is re-releasing their recordings. So this was 7 years ago. So my apologies, quite long ago. So, Carthago was formed in the 70s, Tunisia, out of the ashes of two other popular groups of the time, funk-infused Dalton and the Marhaba Band. Like the two older groups, Carthago gained a strong following playing clubs and hotels across the city of Tunis and Sousse. I think that's how you say it. The band created their sound by incorporating disco elements into their Arabic versions of soul and rock and roll tunes. So there we go. There's that rock and roll reference I had earlier. The soul we definitely heard, and the disco, unmistakable. So, Carthago's single, Alesh, in particular, had a lot of success on national radio, ICY, which led to the band playing big shows like the International Festival of Carthage for thousands of people. Well, that just makes sense. If you're named Carthago, you should play in Carthage. The band's concert, so this is a quote from Yannis Sturts, owner of Habibi Funk. The band's concerts were a mixture of their own compositions as well as versions of the hits of the time, from Stevie Wonder to Chicago. Man, I hope we get to hear Stevie Wonder or Chicago cover. I would just lose my mind. Okay, and so here's a picture of them live in Sousse. I love that picture. That 70s, the filter, whatever that is, it makes everything rainbow effect. It's so cool. So it was Sturts who tracked down Tunisian composer Fazi Chekili, a member of both Carthago and Dalton, and acquired copies of their original recordings for this very rare release, Alesh. When it comes, so this is from the guy. This is from Chekili. When it comes to our influences, it was mainly rock and roll when I was playing with Dalton. As the quality of our music was improving, we followed what was going on in the international music scene. One time we were hearing Blood, Sweat, and Tears in Chicago, so we hired a trombone player to come over, and we played songs by Chicago with the horns. We also fell very much in love with Billy Cobham's jazz rock. At the time, he was all over the scene. I don't know who that is. Our musical influences back then were all Western. But of course, there's also the original part, and it was just in our DNA as we grew, or the Oriental part. It was just in our DNA as we grew up listening to traditional Tunisian music. When I wrote Alesh, for example, it was very Tunisian, rhythmically and melodically. But as we were very interested in Western music, we said, let's add some chords and some horn riffs. That's awesome. Well, I know that makes me feel a little bit good, because that's how I interpreted that song. Was this is disco? There is no doubt, but this isn't your average disco. We got some extra spice in there, and that's their own personal influences on that. Very, very cool. It was a well written article. Good job. Who wrote this? Killa Cam. Good job, Killa Cam. Okay, so going on to our next song here. So we're about halfway through side one. Kam Minsana. And again, my deepest apologies for my pronunciation today, because it is going to be rough. But before we go on to this song here real quick, I'm just going to pause that. I did find the lyrics for Alesh, that first song. So just to go through it real quickly so we can hear. So why is what it means. Why? So why does my soul use my art to say goodbye? Why do the death throes follow me around? This is intense. Why does the fire sear my face? Why does the word why follow me around? My art is in my soul is forgotten. You who is listening to me, listen to me, don't sleep. My art is in my soul is forgotten. You who is listening to me, listen to me, don't sleep. Why does the soul use my art to say goodbye? Why are the death throes torturing me? Why does the fire sear my face? Why does the world follow me around? A smile makes me cry. Smile makes me forget. Makes me cry, makes me forget. Wow. These are... My art is not to blame. Wow. These are some deep lyrics here. This is not your average kind of throwaway disco lyrics. These have a little bit of heft to them. But I like it. And I'm starting to learn that's how Carthago do. They don't know how to go any place but super hard. All right, third track, Kam Minsana. All the people of the world. All right, we're getting a little We Are the World now. A little gospel. That's a cool little bass hold. Not bad. Ooh, there's that guitar. That guitar sounds good. Cool harmonies. Chicago mention. Dapper. I like. Dude, that's a Chicago, like a Hammond organer. It's not a Leslie. Masayoshi, Makoto Matsushita. Are there two guitarists in this band? There's a violin. I'm waiting. I like this bass player, man. He sounds good. Alright, let's do a little. Have a little fun. Let's see if we can figure out what instrument he's playing. Song. It's very chill. I've been biased by their first two tracks, which just changed my life. So now this one, which is fine. You know, it's also not exactly my style. But if we're examining what the elements of the song are, sounds great. Now, to be discerning and not just be Mr. Oh yeah, everything's awesome all the time. The one thing that I will say that for my personal taste, I would have liked to hear a little bit different was the piano. Not the playing, the mix. So let's just listen here. It sounds very distant. Hear that? And kind of thin. It's, I mean, I know I turned the volume down here. It's one of those things where it's, to me, that piano volume is right in that uncanny valley. It's too loud to truly just be background, but it's not loud enough to be a featured prominent part of this section. So to me, that just sounds like an extra instrument that we don't really need there. Because we've got, you know, vocals singing, we've got our cool bass line, we got our drums, and we have an organ. So to me, my discussion earlier of too many cooks in the kitchen, this is an example of that for my personal taste, where it's like, you could have just told the keyboard homie just to chill on, or hold off on this song, just chill in the background, sing some background vocals. We don't need the extra keys, because you've got that organ. That organ sounds cool, and I can see already here. Dapper's happy I mentioned Chicago. We're talking, yeah, Chicago Awaken bass. Don't tempt me. Don't tempt me. That will definitely get me kicked off of YouTube. But yeah, the sound of this is, I lost my train of thought. I like the sound. That was just my one comment on the piano. It's just like, you don't always have to have every instrument, but very, very cool. Very, very, very cool. All right. Jumping here now. I'm trying to look and figure out what instrument this cat is playing. So I'm trying to look and see just off of images of them playing live what instruments they have. For instance, looking at this right here, because we were talking earlier about the difference between a jazz bass and a P bass. Although I don't know what this is right here, I know that it is not a P bass because I can see the pickup right here, and we've got a little pickup guard, and I can only assume there's a pickup underneath that as well. And then the dead giveaway is this very squiggly little F up here, and I know that that's a Fender. So those are the kinds of things that you can do to figure out what instrument they're playing. However, if you were to look up something like a Yamaha, what is it, a BB 5000? Is that the 5-string? Yeah. So like, look at this thing. So that's pretty darn unique. And also, this is a K. This is that what's her name? The amazing bass player who played on like every single track from the 1960s. Her name is Kay. Kay Baker? No. I just want to say like Ma Baker from. Anyway. So here you go. This is a good example of a combination of both worlds. So if you just had this top configuration, oh, my head is right on top of it. I love it. If you have this configuration right here, that's precision bass. If you've got this down here and then another one up here, that's called a jazz bass. And then this right here is called Yamaha. Yamaha just makes that style, and a bunch of different other companies will do that where they combine. They're trying to tell you, oh, now you can get a P bass and a jazz bass all in one. It's just another instrument. It's another sound, totally different. But a good thing that, what was it, Metropolitan brought it up? Yeah, with the P bass, what's nice about it? Plug and play, baby. Plug it in, volume, that's about it. It's going to sound how it's going to sound. You're going to get, if you were looking for that sound, success, you're there. If you're trying to do something different than the P bass sound, good luck. Because I don't even know if pedals will help you. Carol Key, thank you. Thank you so much. Carol Key. Okay, I've done such a horrible disservice to Carol Key. I'm going to have to show you an image of her and how awesome she is. Okay, thank you, Google image. There we go. This lady right here is just awesome. There's a Vice documentary, I think, that talks about her and explains like her going through her career and all the hurdles that she had to deal with. But it mostly focuses on just, she's a badass. Because when she talks about how she wrote her song, she's like, there's only one way to do it the right way. Gotta have space, baby. Gotta have space. She's awesome. Okay, enough yammering from me. Last yammer. So here's Dalton. This is the group, one of the two groups that dissolved to form our Carthago here today. And it looks like Alesh was one of their songs that they brought over here. So, okay, last track on side one, Lana Aid. Let's pop that in here. And let's see what we got here. Man, I'm always so thankful for people who put these albums on YouTube. Okay, here we go. Lana Aid, Carthago, 1979. And now we're in Greece. Okay, so this is a very similar chord progression to our second song. What was our second song called? Dalim. That was a cool chord. These are cool. There's that bass, baby. Baby, that's some Chicago harmony right there. Yeah, man. Again, we're getting some really cool fusion here all over the place. There's that clave. Always good to get a little bossa in your life, a little samba. Got those bongos. Alright, we're gonna take a pause real quick. This is what I'm talking about here from that previous song of that piano being not soft enough to be background, not loud enough to be foreground. Listen to the drums and percussion, because it's two different realms. You've got your percussion, which is that clave, tung, 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 and you've got these shakers and these like bum, 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 these bongos or maybe tambali, I'm not sure, some kind of like hand drum. And then if you really listen hard, you just hear the most delicate hi-hat. Just you really have to listen for it. But that's layering. Where it's there, if it was gone, you would miss it. But when you're listening for it, it's hard to hear. That kind of quality. Let's listen to that again. That's good mixing. Do we know who mixed this? Francis Bernard. Synth key solo now? Yeah, that's a cool turnaround progression there. That's interesting. Right here. That's unusual. And that's like right out of Castlevania. That's so cool. That synth sound. Double down. So funny. So this sound, this specific sound, I will always associate with the Greek Zorba, which is a dance. Yeah, and then there was a movie called Zorba the Greek. You know what, let's just go ahead and get YouTube all mad at me. Hey, look, it's YKY. Awesome bass player. Alright. Later.
Teach me to dance.
Teach me to dance.
Will you?
He does.
Come on, my boy.
He'll teach him.
Let's go.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Let me see.
Boss,
You got this.
I have so
Ta-da.
much to tell you.
And then it gets real fast.
Hey, you laugh.
You're so happy, all right.
Okay, I've not seen that clip before, but that guy's laugh was cracking me up. Let's see if I can get the instrumental. Oh, well, whatever. You heard the song. It's that idea where you've got these mandolins. Here we go. Let's get the... There we go. She's trying to get it. She's like... She's trying. Anyway, That's what I always think of when I hear that kind of sound here. So going back, not to Tatsuro, sorry here, but listening to this sound. It's simulating a mandolin. That would have been the simpler answer that I could have said, but I wanted to show you the Zorba. Okay. Let's see here. Yeah, it would be a minefield if I did the Chicago. I'll tell you guys, just on a side note here, if y'all have any ideas on how to do these streams and, you know, have them so, because I think they're not getting blocked. As long as they're not getting blocked, I don't really care. You can, you know, YouTube, take my copyright money. I mean, please don't, but whatever. But if there's ever a suggestion in the future of like, oh, you should try to do this because nobody cares, and then you can, you know, play all the stuff. Because I would love to do that. I would love to do a, you know, a radio show or do podcast thing like this with more contemporary music. But my hesitance is I'll immediately get shut down, kind of like I did when I talked about the Jackie Chan stunt army. I've already said too much. Okay. Let's see here. Yeah. Carol K. Oh, yeah, not Key. I spelled it wrong. My bad. Yeah, the Keys give a Hiroyuki Namba vibe. They do. They do. We need to convince YKY to join the Discord. Yeah, if we got him in here, man, I'd love. This is a. So YKY has been doing this longer than I have, but he's just a cat who just goes through city pop, slapping bass, just crushing it. He really does a good job of recreating the sound from the album, and has like different. He has a lot of different instruments to really lock in that sound. Great YouTube creator. Go check him out. Oh, does he not speak English? Yeah, that's fine. He speaks bass. That's all I need to speak. Cool. So, oh no, the career here. Get back to the album. Thank you very much. And we're going to go to side 2 here, where we're listening to, oh boy, Dekrat. I'm trying to say it. I'm trying, Jerry. So still, to my personal... oh, is this the re-release version? Excuse me. Carthago. Is this it? Huh. I'm very confused. I don't know if this is it. Let's look. Does it give me a timestamp? No, it does not. Well, let's do this. Hey. All right, so this is it. Okay. So can I listen to it now? But can I listen to it now? Spotify? Oh, Spotify. You jerks. More from Carthago? Oh, that's all they got. Okay. Right when you said, oh no, my computer froze. I'm sorry, I did that. I'm sorry. All right, well, while we try to figure out where this one song is, not this one, we're going to go ahead and jump to our next one, Garib, and I'm going to start looking for our previous one and see if we can't jump backwards in time here, because otherwise we've only got 2 songs left. I need more. What? Did I not type that exactly? Oh, I didn't. I did spell it wrong. Whatever, we found it. Listen to that synth. Oh yeah, now we're back into the good zone. All right, now we're sounding like Boney M. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna move my mouse around this. Okay, so we're gonna take a pause here just real quick because I was like, what is going on? What is that sound? Like, the recording quality got crappy all of a sudden. Not crabs. Whoever uploaded this, I'm not trying to take shots at you here, but if you read the description, this is an album rip that this person did so that we can hear this, which is very, very kind from them, and they also put a link here. But this is one of the things that can happen if you're doing a rip of something and you're not totally anal about how you set it up and get it going. We've got quite a bit of artifact scratching and quality loss. So if we just listen here, you can hear that. Everything sounds kind of thin. Oh! So cool. Man, these guys really switch about between their feels on a dime. Half-step modulation. What is this sound? Crazy section. Yeah, my percussion boy. Who's this Nobu Saito man? Oh, it's the main dude. Very cool. What is that? What is that? That's too silly of a sound for me. Okay, cool. Lots of cool elements in the song. Again, this percussion cat, man, it's giving Nobu a run for his money. I love it. So the person on percussion is like the main person who wrote all these songs, Firid bin Sheikh, I think is how you say, and then Skander Almi. Again, cats who only exist in these two bands, and I was trying to look up the other group that had dissolved to form this group, Marhaba Band, and looking through here, it's hard to even tell who they snagged in the group. Yeah, it's a little hard to tell from who these cats are, but let's see if we can look in here. Yeah. Kamel, I guess. So they took the violin synthesizer guy from the other band, but then the rest is mostly Dalton, it looks like. Very cool. So the reason I was making a little sour face in there is because I don't know if I can endorse this synthesizer sound. That is way too much. That Casio keyboard, the very first time you plug it in after you get it, that's the default sound. It's like, I don't like this. Personal preference. Okay, so now we're moving on to Garib, which is what I was trying to search originally. And now we're back to Chicago. They've done a good job of going from like Donna Summers to Chicago to insanity and then back. That's a great snare sound. I like that. It's very warm. There's that word again. Something I'm noticing that they really like to do is they love to start in minor and then go to major for their choruses. But what's interesting is that they won't go to a different like step of the key, or they won't change key. What am I trying to say? It's like going from A minor to A major, as opposed to going from A to the 5, which would be G. So that would make a little more theoretical sense. But it's very common to do, modal change in a key. But they do that almost every song. And so, I don't know. It's just an interesting thing I'm noticing. But I think the best thing, consistency-wise so far, probably drums and bass. They sound so good. And the mixing on the drums is weird. It's just so pulled back. Yeah, this one also has like a reggae vibe. We started off a little bit Chicago, and you've got those Chicago harmonies. Very common thing. So the Chicago harmonies, how that works is you've got your front voice, whoever it may be, then you've got your backup voices, and you always make sure that front voice is a good click or two above everything else. And then when you blend it all together, it sounds just like a really full voice. It doesn't sound like you're doing harmony. And that's what was going on here, is you could hear the harmony if you're really listening, but that dun dee da dun, those were all chords, they're all singing in different parts, but it sounds like ya da dum, but you just hear that extra stuff. My kitty Timothy's hanging out down here with us. I love this riff though. That's a cool riff. I would like to hear this as an instrumental. I think that would be really cool. And just let the instruments explore around with each other more. Because another thing about this group is the mixture of the vocals with the instrumental is unusual. Is this the same guy? Yeah. You hear all that crackling in our ears. Very cool. Very, very cool. Okay, I definitely can't say this, but I'm going to try. So Gus is bringing up here that this music, Garib, has Voce não me ensino a te esquecer. From Quintano Veloso. Man, I'm doing a bad job, I'm sorry. He's like, I know it's not English music, but they share the same modulation. It has the same vibe. Yeah, good ears, man. I was trying to figure out earlier, there were that second song Dalim just immediately slapped me. Sorry, we're gonna wrap this one. Bye, Carthago. Immediately slapped me with, familiar. This sounds really, really, really familiar. And I was trying to think, is this the canon in D chord progression? No. It was some big 70s pop progression that's common, but it had an interesting little turn in the middle there. But this is one of the things that is very standard. Trope is what we call it, a trope, which is something that like a musical trope would be an idea that when you hear it, it evokes this feel. So if I were to rhythmically go, if you knew the song, you'd go, oh, that's the Imperial March from Star Wars. Oh yeah, Darth Vader. Yeah, I like Darth Vader. Well, why is it an Imperial Death March? It's marching drums that hundreds of years ago, that was how war was fought. They would play drums and march forward. So you would hear bum, bum, digga bum, 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 digga bum, bum. Over hundreds of years, now we associate that with militaristic war, battle. So if you listen to metal, prog metal, all that stuff, you'll hear that dun, dun, digga dun, dun, digga dun, digga dun. Very tight rhythmic figures separated by space. Bum, 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 dum. So that's what a trope is. So for disco, what's a trope that we hear all the time as I break all my microphones and all my stuff? It's that strumming pattern. That is something that we associate with disco or funk, because the first people who really made that popular, that was the style of music that it was associated with. So that's what we put our brains with. Again, interesting, just kind of psychological evaluation of the music that we do. All comes back to what you were raised with. That is really going to, obviously it informs your musical tastes, but the location, the kind of, environment that you were around teaches you what sounds right and wrong, which is a totally arbitrary and just meaningless thing, but it's a personal thing because your ear is trained to hear a certain way. And unless you actively think about listening to things in a different way, you'll always find yourself just going to the same music, doing the same things because that's what you were raised on or that's what you decided at some point you liked, and then it's like, okay, I'm done, that's it. And then you got people like me who decide in their 30s, what's this city pop stuff? It's pretty great. And then I met all of y'all, and it was just a whirlwind love story ever since. Okay, last one here. So this is the other, from what I can tell, big hitter from Carthago. So they had Alesh, which, amazing. I love that song so much. And now we're going to get Hanin. Don't know what's going on here. We're going to see what's up. I'm excited. Hey, thank you, B. Much appreciated. Wish I could take credit for this pick here, but this is all Alexis. Thank you, Alexis. It's awesome. So, and this is, I love this picture of everybody. They're having a good time. Here's our last track for today. Last track from Carthago, 1979. The premier Tunisian disco band. Here's their last track from their debut and only album, Hanin. Oh, is this going to be ripped too? It's Takanaka time, baby. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, man, if this is my instrumental right at the end. Dude, this bass is getting it. not instrumental, but close enough. Hell yeah. Alright, let's look at the lyrics to this one. Okay, very cool. Got a little Takanaka solo here. That's so cool. Okay, so the lyrics are a letter being written. So, dear Hanan, I send you my promise of affection and love. My ego has migrated alone, and so did my illusions. Where are you, O Hanan, O moon of time? Why did you leave me? It's unfair, I can't help it. Go back to our days of joy, friendliness, loyalty, beautiful world. Hanan. This is cool, man. I'm telling you, these guys' lyrics are very poetic, very deep. Not the most standard kind of vapid disco lyrics of bad girl talking about this bad. Oh yeah. Yeah. Anytime I hear the Donna Summer, boo, 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 I have to rewind. I love that sound. What does this remind me of? Not Junko Ohashi. In a little bit. Who did was it Junko? Yeah. This a little bit reminds me of Junko Ohashi. Rest in peace. I thought about this morning of like, Alex, what is wrong with you, dude? This was your opportunity to do a Wake and Bass on Junko Ohashi. Next week, I guess. That's another one though where it's like, I might get shut down midstream for that one, but it's worth it. Junko Ohashi's amazing. Absolutely amazing. But this song sounds a little bit to me like Perfume. It's got a little bit of that, if nothing else, kind of the recording vibe. Let's just listen to a split second of it here, just so we can get a little bit of that vibe. Just a little bit of the, again, totally different songs, totally different. But it has that kind of recording quality and that. Yeah. Some of this mixing, man, is really good. Really interesting. And it's just this French cat. Let's look up his name one more time. Francis Perdard. This dude. Not sure. So did they record this in France? Tunisian label. Hard to say. I didn't hear any violin in this album. Just saying. Nice little fade out there. So we'll let it fade out in case they want to pull some kind of right on time Tatsuro Yamashita in acapella on us. Yeah, they don't. Okay. All right. Well, that's the first time we've got through a whole album in a hot minute here, because I usually have to cut off because I'm so slow. But this was a really cool one. So, Carthago, Tunisian disco. Something that didn't know I needed in my life. But now I've got two brand new bangers. For me, it was Alesh and I think I'm going to say Dalim. Those first 2 tracks are awesome. I loved Hanin. That last track was super, super cool as well. But I think if I had to pick a top 2, it'd be those first 2 tracks. But man, Alesh. Oh, that first song. So cool. So cool. So, it just goes to show, awesome music exists in every corner, every nook and cranny of the world throughout time. And I just love this kind of stuff. Finding a new group from almost 60 years ago, 50 years ago, and still being able to vibe to it today. Hopefully give it a little bit of new life. Hopefully y'all enjoyed some of these tracks. Maybe y'all listen to them, show them to your friends, and then maybe one of these cats will get on YouTube one day and be like, is there a goofy kid in glasses talking about my music? Because I know that would make me feel good if I made disco 50 years ago and then someone started talking about it now. All right, musings aside, thank y'all for hanging out. You guys are the best. Thank you. I really just cannot show you guys enough love for all the love that you show me. And thank you. For those of y'all who play bass, if you are interested in getting bass tab videos or these backing track videos, go check out my Patreon. I'm going to just pop on real quick just to show you what I have set up and see if this works properly. So let's see. Yeah. Okay, let's not give away any of my personal information here. If I can see stuff, let's do this. So, can I see what it looks like for everybody else? No, I don't care. Whatever. The big thing here is what I've got on the site. Oh, hey, you can't see it. Now you can. Cool. Is this kind of stuff. So I've got collections. Let's go here. And how I'm doing this is I'm going through and I'm trying to upload different artists, and every song will have 3 pieces. So let's just take Taiko Inuki, for example. So you click in here, and right now I've only got 1 song, Summer Connection. But if you come in here, you've got the bassless backing track. So you can come in here, click through. So if that's something you're interested in, you want to make your own recordings, you want to practice without the bass, you can come and you can download that. You can't see that here. Scroll up. You can download it, which is cool. Then I've got videos on here too. So here is the bassless backing track with the notes. So you can pop this up on the screen. You can also do time. Oh, man. It's like right where my body is. You can do time control. I'm just gonna lean back. There you go, right there. You can change the speed of what you're doing. So it's not as good as YouTube, but it does have that option. And the last thing I do is the bass score video, which is just music with the visual score. I also put the key signature, the tempo, the tuning, because I've discovered through doing this with all this AI bass removal stuff and trying to make backing tracks and do all this, all these songs are recorded at slightly different tunings. So I've gone through and I've figured all these out for you. So if you're trying to play along, you can tune your instrument and it sounds correct, doesn't sound wrong, because that was a very frustrating thing for me. But the most important thing that I want to show you about this is it is $10 to get access to everything. However, if y'all don't have $10 or y'all just want to check it out, I have set this up, and please try it out and tell me if I didn't do it right. But I've set it up in a way where you get a 1-week free trial if you want to do that Nobu Saito $10 level thing. And I'm just telling you right now, if you go on there and you download everything for free and then get your subscription off there, get your card off there so you don't get charged, great. I don't care. Totally fine. This is more to do with a safe repository of my stuff that's not going to get me copyright taken down from YouTube, because for those of you who don't know, I did get a copyright strike for one of my backing tracks of all things, where I removed the bass. I don't know what's going on. I'm still trying to figure that out. But for the time being, I'm going to be safe and put all that stuff on Patreon. So if you're into that kind of stuff, that's where that all is now. If you like Wake and Bass and you got an extra $3, $5, $10 that you just don't want anymore, also go over to my Patreon. You can hook me up there, and it is just infinitely appreciated by me The thing you have to do, though, if you haven't already, go join the Discord. Totally free, great community of people, and that's where I source 90% of my material. I'll go through the song requests, I'll go through Wake and Base topic lists. I do my best to try to keep up and answer questions as well. I had a really good question yesterday from a Discord member who was asking about, making their own bass backing tracks, and we discovered some pretty cool stuff about Sade. Smooth Operator actually has 2 bass lines in it, believe it or not. Kind of fun. But that's the kind of stuff we do. So if you're not a part of the Discord, link in the description down below, totally free. Come join. It's a fantastic group of people. But I think that's enough for me yammering at y'all right now. I'm done. I bet y'all got a ton of stuff to do. I'm 15 minutes over. I love you. Have a great weekend. And I will talk to you next week. Maybe with some Junko Ohashi? I'm not exactly sure. I still haven't picked a topic. And I still haven't figured out how you stop all the